Hello and welcome back. I'm Christine Corrado. With me right now is Stephen Nightingale, Director of Investor Relations for Britvic. Stephen, it's great to meet you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Stephen, the company bills itself as Britain's greatest soft drinks company. Tell me a bit more about it.
Yeah, so it's the heritage of Britvic. I mean, we go back over 100 years. We've been well established in the UK market. We came to the stock exchange in 2005 by way of an IPO. So I guess that's when we became a publicly listed company. But our brands have got heritage going back a lot further than that.
Well, Stephen, you recently reported your Q3 earnings. Can you kind of talk about how resilient soft drinks are even during a pandemic? What did you see here?
Yeah, our Q3 results covered the period of April, May, June. So as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic hit across Europe towards the end of March. So our Q3 results were very much impacted by that. So in our two markets of the UK and Ireland, we have about 40% of our business is in the out-of-home channel. So what we've seen during the kind of lockdown period is significant restrictions in terms of certain channels not being open, such as the pubs and clubs and cinemas, and likewise a significant reduction in footfall as people have been working from home, because that's been a real trend across Europe, as I'm sure as it has been in the US. And we've seen a lot more people working from home. I guess the flip of that is we've actually seen increased sales in the at-home channel. So a lot of our brands are number one, number two brands, and they've really benefited from that, because what we've seen over the last 3 months or so since the kind of pandemic hit is that consumers have been looking to kind of migrate towards trusted brands. So our brands are generally very well-known brands, so we've benefited from that this time around.
So because of kind of what you found out here, what's kind of the strategy look like going forward?
Yeah, so we took the opportunity at our prelims results in November last year to kind of evolve our strategy, and we kind of reaffirmed that in our half-year results in May. So obviously the pandemic has kind of cut in during that process. But the reality is I think our strategy is very valid for the future. I guess there'll be some ups and downs and sort of like in terms of prioritization as a result of the pandemic. But we've essentially called out 4 pillars for our strategy. The first is around building our local favourites. As I mentioned, our brands are number 1 and number 2. Secondly is around healthier people, healthier planet. So our average calories per serve across our entire business is less than 30 calories per serve. And we're committed to things like using recycled plastics. So we signed up to the Science Based Targets Initiative. We're a founding signatory for the UK Plastics Pact. So we see healthier people, healthier planet as a key part of our strategy. The third pillar is flavour billions of water occasions. So in each of our markets, one of the common factors is our presence in the kind of liquid concentrates category. So I guess for people kind of listening today from the US, that won't be a category that you're familiar with. But if you've ever been to the UK, you will know a brand such as Robinson's, which is a very popular soft drink, which is one of our leading brands. And it's essentially where you kind of put some kind of liquid concentrate in a glass and add water to it to kind of create your own soft drink. So it's a very big category in Europe and also in Brazil, where we have a business. And then the last aspect of our strategy is to innovate into new spaces. Now, that could either be in terms of kind of route to market, or it could be in brands, or it could be in terms of category.
And what about plans for international expansion? I know you recently sold a bottling facility to Refresco out of France. So why was that a good decision for you?
Yeah, I guess obviously our biggest market is our UK business, which is about sort of 60% of our group revenues. We're also we also operate in Ireland and in France and in Brazil, and we have a focus more internationally around some of our premium brands, such as the London Essence Company and Mathieu Teisseire. In terms of the French transaction specifically, what we've actually sold to Refresco, what we are selling to Refresco is 3 bottling plants and our Frite brand. Those bottling plants, actually, the majority of what they produce is private label juice. So for us, we see ourselves very much as a branded operator. And so we were keen to kind of exit the private label juice market. So what we'll be left with in France is a smaller business, but higher margin and much more focused on the brands where we think the growth opportunities come from.
And just really quickly, what is your best-selling product at the moment?
Our best-selling product, well, I guess it depends by market. So if you take our UK market, our carbonates portfolio at home is flying, led by Pepsi-MAX. So that's the kind of key Pepsi product that we sell in the UK. It goes to the strapline of maximum taste, no sugar. It's the growth of Pepsi-MAX over the last sort of 10, 12 years has been phenomenal, to be honest. And it's kind of continued this year and really accelerated during the pandemic. Other brands such as Tango, which is a kind of local carbonates brand that we own, and 7-Up, which most US investors will know. And likewise, Robinson's and our other flavor concentrate brands, Tesser, My Wadi, and Maguire in Brazil have been our kind of real kind of key brands over the last 2 or 3 months.
So obviously just kind of a huge concentration in the British market, but you do list your shares here in the US on the OTCQX. Why is that a good move for you?
Yeah, I guess we have a diverse shareholder base across kind of the US, Europe, and the UK. So the UK is obviously our biggest market as a FTSE 250. I think what the OTCQX kind of listing does for us is it gives some US investors to access Britvic through the actual ADR program. And we had probably about a couple of percentage points directly listed in that. But what we've also seen in the time that we've been on OTCQX is actually the visibility of presence of Britvic. So the kind of dissemination of the Britvic story and news flow across that platform has been very, very beneficial. So although we may see investors list directly in the ordinary shares on the London Stock Exchange, the OTCQX does actually give us that kind of incremental news flow.
Stephen, great to meet you. Thank you so much for the time today.
Thanks very much. Take care.